In the studio with me right now, I have the empowering diva. She goes by Tamiko Lowry-Pugh. Hey, sweetie, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good, honey. Compared to you, I know we were just talking not too long ago, and I'm like, this diva right here told me she has an 18-year-old. Well,
18 and 22.
22.
Yes.
You are beautiful. You
Thank
do not
you.
look a bit over 28.
Thank you.
What
I
you
appreciate
doing?
it.
Give me the tips. What's the tips?
You know what? It really comes from really just taking care of yourself from the inside out.
That's true.
Yes.
Very much so. It is. You have to really take care of yourself. Tamiko Lowry-Pugh, often referred to as the empowering diva, is the voice of women's empowerment. As the CEO of Tamiko Lowry LLC and the founder of the Still Standing Foundation, she has constructed in girl, when I tell you I mess up a word, I would mess up a word in a heartbeat, okay? She has a powerful movement and is dedicated to the empowerment and personal development of women across the world. Tamiko, let's talk about your story.
Absolutely.
I know domestic violence is something that's really dear and near to your heart.
It is, yes.
Do you mind just talking about your situation? That way we can have other women who are out there be able to connect with you and the movement that you have going on right now?
Absolutely. So I am the founder of the Still Standing Foundation. Mm-hmm. It's a nonprofit organization that focuses on domestic violence awareness and empowering victims to become survivors. And my passion behind that is that I am a domestic violence survivor myself. Mm-hmm. I almost lost my life to the hands of my abuser. Mm-hmm. And, you know, once I was able to escape that relationship, it took me a couple of years to kind of pull myself together, but I realized that there was purpose behind the pain.
Yes, it is.
And I just really said, you know what, it would be selfish of me to say, you know what, yeah, I survived, I'm just going to go on about my life. Mm-hmm. That would be selfish. So I have to go out and reach and grab the other hand of that person that's going through what I was able to survive.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, when we've had women on the show, it's for some it's difficult to remove themselves from those, you know, domestic violence cases, or if their abuser, it's hard for them to leave their abuser. They feel like they don't want to be alone, or mm-hmm. they feel like they need that person. Is that something that you went through during that time as well?
Well, one of the reasons why I didn't leave and why a lot of victims don't leave, it could be financial. Mm. You know, I was like, well, man, I have 2 children. How am I going to support myself? Because there is a such thing as financial abuse. You know, when you don't have access to the funds mm-hmm. and your spouse controls the funds, that's kind of like financial abuse. And so I was like, well, how am I supposed to live? How am I going to take care of myself?
Yeah.
And then the other thing was just fear. Sometimes you fear for your life. My abuser slept with a gun under the pillow. And I knew that it was there, and so, you know, his thing was, if you leave me, I will kill both of us.
Oh my
and so,
gosh.
you know, there's fear, there's a financial issue,
mm-hmm.
And then sometimes you think you deserve the abuse. Like, it gets to a point where you become so broken, where you think, well, maybe this is my fault. Maybe I do deserve this. I know that's crazy to think.
No, I've heard stories.
You begin to think that after a while. Your self-esteem is just kind of stripped from you. And so you think that you're doing everything wrong.
Yeah, yeah. So what gave you that courage? What gave you that courage to say, you know what? I am getting out of this relationship. Whether, you know, I mean, you just said that your husband slept with a gun under mm-hmm. his pillow. Or, I mean, it was a man, right?
Yes.
Under his pillow. So, you know, at that time, what just gave you that courage and that strength to say, I am leaving? Or take us through your escape route.
You know what? It gets to a point where you just get tired. Some people say, well, you know, well, what made you leave and how did you get to that point? You get tired. Yeah. And when you're tired, you're tired. And I was like, I'm tired of being sad. My kids were like, Mommy, you're always sad, you're always crying. Mm-hmm. And I knew that I had to make a move. And so, you know, I'm from Buffalo, New York, so I sent my children up north for the summer because I knew that summer was going to be the summer that I left. When they mm-hmm. came back, I wanted to be free from that relationship. And
you were here in Atlanta.
Here in Atlanta, yes. Okay. And I just remember that day. I thought, you know what, this is the day I'm going to leave. Mm-hmm. Really didn't give it a whole lot of thought, a whole lot of planning. Mm-hmm. And I had to pick him up from the airport. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to just let him know that I can't do this, that I'm going to leave him. So I packed a suitcase and I had it in the car. I had to pick him up from the airport, and we're driving on Interstate 85. And he said, hey, why do you have luggage in the back seat? And I said, I'm leaving you today. I can't do this anymore. And he said, B, if you leave me, I will kill you.
Lord.
And at that point, he began to take the steering wheel and try to force us into an accident. And we somehow ended up on the side of the road. And literally, that's when he beat me to the point where I was unconscious. The next thing I knew, I was in the middle of the interstate. Cars swerving around me, blowing their horns. And I don't even remember how I got there. The only thing I could think of was that he drugged me there. And so as I stood up, he was like, get in this car and let's go home. And I'm like, I can't get in the car. What am I going to do? And then I saw a car on the side of the road. They said, ma'am, we saw everything. We just called the police. And the police came, and that was the day that I became a survivor. I did not go back.
Wow, God is good.
He is yes, he is. He is good.
Yes, he is good. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. It's so unfortunate that you went through that case, but I'm so proud that you really made your mind up after that and said, I'm done. I'm done with this. And, when the police is involved is he in jail? Did he serve any time?
This was a few years ago. He's not in jail right now.
But did he go to jail that day?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He did.
Okay,
yes.
Good. So they gave you enough time
It gave
to
me
really
enough
make your
time
move.
to do everything that I needed to do, to clean out the house, get the things that I needed, and, just to really be on my way. And it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's been a journey, but,
sure.
I'm thankful to be alive.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Oh my goodness. You just really never know what somebody else is going through, You just really never know what somebody is going through. And that's why I'm so grateful to have a show like this. So therefore we could really just come together and spread our wings and fly and soar together.
Absolutely.
And it's good that you were part of WITS. I am a part of WITS as well.
Yes, I love that organization.
Yes. I'm so excited about being a part of that. Let's talk about your book.
Shout out to WITS.
Shout out to WITS. Yeah, shout out to WITS. You have a book. I know you said you're working on your book, which will be released really soon. Are you telling your story more in the books, or is it a self-help book for other survivors?
So it's a little bit of both. So my first book, Wounds to Wisdom, I'm Still Standing, it is definitely my personal testimony of, going through domestic violence and then now my life as a survivor. It's also a self-help book. At the end of each chapter, I do what's called survival talk, and I'm giving people who are in those current relationships an opportunity to really take notes and to set goals and to put together domestic violence safety plans and things of that nature.
Okay.
And also for women who have survived, but they still have that victim mentality. There's, lots of good stuff in there, coaching exercises that they can do to regain their confidence.
Nice, good. Your first book is called Wisdom.
Yes.
Wounds to Wisdom.
Wounds to Wisdom, I'm Still Standing.
And I'm Still Standing, which is a series. Is this the series?
So this series is the second book, which will be out March 26th.
Okay.
Wounds to Wisdom, the Survivor series.
Nice.
So this book is really near and dear to my heart because this book, I'm telling the stories, they tell their own stories. I have 12 domestic violence survivors who share their stories of living in an abusive relationship, becoming survivors, and now living a winning life after abuse, just to let people know, what, I was able to turn my wounds into wisdom. This is who I am now. I survived this. And I'm just excited because there are survivors in the new book represented all over the world, including the National Ambassador of London, UK.
Yeah.
I have a co-author in Dallas, Texas, Buffalo, New York, Los Angeles, California, a few from Atlanta. So we are touching territory all over the world.
That's good. And if somebody wanted to contact you with, maybe there's a young woman or a young man, because domestic violence cases happen to men as well.
Absolutely.
How do they reach out to you for some advice and some inspiration?
Yeah, so one of the things that my organization does is we do provide mentorship and coaching for domestic violence victims and survivors.
Okay.
So you can reach us. You can go to the website, www.thestillstandingfoundation.org. You can also email us, info@thestillstandingfoundation.org. Or you can give us a call at 754-77-STAND, STAND. We also help victims who are currently in domestic violence relationships to put together a domestic violence safety plan so that you can leave safely.
Nice. That is so good. I am just so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm just happy for you. One of my really good girlfriends was in a domestic violence case, and it left her with it's with some wombs as well.
Yes.
And you know, I'm so grateful for her to be out to spread her rings and continue fly. So shout out to Nikki with Heal My Heart, because she's really
that's
working.
my girl. I know Nikki.
that's my girl. And and you know,
doing a great
so
job.
that's good. You know, I mean, but both of you guys have similar stories, and I think that it would be great. Like you said, you reached out to a few other survivors and you got a story. I mean, and everybody have their story and they're implemented in the book, which is really good. The Survivor series. What kind of advice can you leave with a woman who actually left and now she's kind of, you know, sitting pondering about going back again because she can't make it out here? It may be a little too hard for her. What kind of advice can you leave with her?
Well, you know what? There are resources out there that a lot of times we don't even know about, that I wish I knew about, you know, when I was going through my situation. But there are resources, there are organizations, and just know that your peace of mind is better. Having peace of mind is the best thing that you can do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's nothing like, you know, being able to just wake up and feel the freedom and have that peace of mind as opposed to going back to that relationship.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
anything that disturbs your peace is not good for you.
Yes.
And so I always tell people, you know, peace is the answer to any question you have. Should I go back to that relationship? Peace is the answer. Is it going to give you peace? You know what I mean? Should I do this? Should I do that? Is it going to give you peace? Peace is the answer to any question you have.
I know that's right. This is peace.
Yes.
I mean, I get that. That's the part of that freedom that I was discussing the first half hour. You know, I know you're doing so much in just checking your page out and seeing the empowerment. And you know, sometimes you just feed off people's energy, and you have such a great aura about you, which is incredible. And and that's that energy that people who are in these type of cases need to connect with, you know, because when I tell you energy, that exchanged energy, you know, which people don't realize, you know, you being in a room with somebody who's negative, you pick up on that negativity, that energy. So you want to make sure that you're around positive people and people who are reinforcers and people who are inspirational. So, you know, wombs to wisdom. I mean, because you're so beautiful, and I see the light in you, and me not even knowing anything, just reading your story, and now you're just telling your story. It's just powerful, you know. It's like you never really know what somebody has gone through, what somebody is going through. So you want to be kind at all times.
Always be kind.
Always.
Always greet people with a smile. Always be kind.
What kind of, I know you have an event coming up. You have your book signing. When is your book signing?
Yes. So the book signing for Wounds to Wisdom, the Survivor Series, takes place here in Atlanta on March 26th. It's going to be at the Atlanta Courtyard, downtown 33 Carnegie Street. You can get all the details for that actually at survivorseriesbooklaunch.eventbrite.com. It is a free event, but we do want people to register so that we can make sure we have enough books on hand. It's going to be different from any other book launch you've probably ever gone to. We have a special surprise for our guests, some exciting entertainment. And actually, you can go and pre-order the book now at the survivorseriesbook.com. The survivorseriesbook.com. And again, this is the book where we have 12 courageous domestic violence survivors sharing their stories of overcoming abuse. And you'll get to meet them at our book signing on March 26th.
Okay, got you. I know we earlier we talked about, you know, your transition and how you actually got out. How are you holding up now?
You know what?
What is life like now?
Life is awesome. You know, there's just so much freedom. Like, you know what I mean? It took me a couple of years to bounce back, but I'm like, you know what? I feel so good. I feel free. I don't have anything hindering me from moving forward in life. I can walk in my purpose. I can make my own decisions. And
was that about building that relationship with God?
It was about
building that relationship. Yes,
and it was about building my relationship with God. You know, Romans 8:28. I forgave him.
Okay.
If I saw him now, I would give him a hug. There is no bitterness.
Okay.
You know,
is he your children's father?
He's not.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But I always tell people, you know, you get better, not bitter, because bitterness is not good for your health. You know, and I wouldn't be able to sit here and smile and talk through this painful situation with a smile on my face if I was bitter or if I didn't forgive him.
Yeah. Forgiveness is first.
Yes.
If you can't, you have to forgive that person, forgive yourself, and God would open you up to so much light.
Absolutely.
And your path will be great. Go ahead.
It will be great. And one of the things I always want to reference is Romans 8:28. You know, all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord, who are called according to his purpose. And the word that stuck out to me in that scripture was purpose. And all things work together, not just the good things, but all things, the good and the bad. And so we have to learn how to take those situations and say, you know what is the lesson in this? What is the lesson that I'm supposed to learn in this? Turn your wounds into wisdom and then move on with your life.
I know that's right. So we're going to make sure we get people out to support your book signing for the Survivor series. We appreciate you for that. In addition to, is there anything else that you have going? I know we're going to be closing out the show shortly, but we want to make sure that if there's anything else that we did not mention, how do they purchase your book? They can purchase your book on.
You can purchase my book, Wounds to Wisdom, I'm Still Standing, on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, as well as my personal website, TamikoLowry.com. The new book, which will be released on March 26th, that is available for pre-order. So if you can't make the book signing here in Atlanta, you can go to SurvivorSeriesBook.com and pre-order your book. We'll have all the authors sign it, and it will be shipped out to you March 27th.
All right, you heard it. You heard it with her first. We're going to close out the show. Is there anything else that you would love to say, get off your chest?
The one thing that I do want to say is that, because I don't know who's listening right now, and if you are in a domestic violence relationship or a situation, the National Domestic Violence Hotline has highly trained advocates that are available 24 hours a day. You can reach out to them at 1-800-799-SAFE, 1-800-799-7233.
And they can also visit your website.
And you can also visit our website, thestillstandingfoundation.org.
I'm so glad you gave out the information, because I was actually going to our Instagram to pick up that we had a domestic violence interview not too long ago. So I was actually going right over there to give look, great minds work together. Again, thank you so much. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
you
you
are
for
so
having
courageous
me.
to make that transition and make that move for the betterment of you. You're shining bright right now. Are you in a relationship?
I am married. I am happily married in a happy, healthy relationship.
And you know what? There is love. There's still love.
Yes.
You can still be in love.
You can. There is love after hurt,
love.
after abuse, after being wounded.
Yes. There is still love out there.
Have to forgive.
You guys. Again, thank you so much for tuning into Girl Power Hour. Again, we want you on our show. If you would like to be a guest, make sure you visit our website. It's www.girlpowerhourradio.com. Go to our contact page. We're going to give you some information that's going to help you. We had an entrepreneur roll call. I just want an entrepreneur on our entrepreneur roll call not too long ago. I just want to give a shout out to one of the people who stood out to us. And there's several women. It's the Moments with Moments W Missy. It's Moments W Missy. Make sure you check her out on Instagram. Her Instagram page again. Her name is Melissa. Her Instagram again is Moments W Missy. She's an author, speaker, and advocate, lover, and hope, and she loves dogs and music, you guys. So make sure you check her out and see what all things that she has going on with her. I want to leave you with this before we just leave out of here. Trust the wait. Embrace the uncertainty. Enjoy the beauty of becoming. When nothing is certain, anything is possible. Again, trust the wait. You don't have to rush into anything. Take your time. We talked about that with the Empowering Diva, Tamiko. We talked about that with Dr. Rashana. Embrace the uncertainty. Enjoy the beauty of becoming. When nothing is certain, anything is possible.